Hi everybody, I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.com.
And I am Gareth Morgan from WhatCulture.com.
And coming up today on this special weekend edition of This Is The News, I'm going to tell you all about the new names added to the Royal Rumble matches.
We've got Matt Hardy to lead AEW's Dark Order stable.
Going to tell you about Marty Scurll and his next big contract. Where's he going?
And WWE's planning a huge match for John Cena at WrestleMania 36.
This is the news. Caught me off guard there. John Cena, couldn't see you for a second.
Sorry, I do
Very
this.
weird, very weird.
Go invisible a lot.
Anyway, we're going to kick things off with a little bit of banter about Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch banter.
Who has been the subject of a bit of speculation regarding her future recently. Fightful actually published an article based on information from Dave Meltzer stating that Becky had signed a new contract with WWE worth $1 million, not bad, a year in 2019. However, Becky actually saw this article on Twitter a couple of hours later, quote tweeted it, saying, "Report not true, haven't signed anything new in years, deal coming up soon." This goes hand in hand with a tweet she sent out on the 30th of December, which said, and I quote, "It's amazing what they'll give you when you remind them that your contract is coming up soon." So, obviously, tweets like that lead to speculation. But it's Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
She's probably working,
She's
right?
probably one of the best workers in the game right
Yeah.
now. She's got us talking already, off like 2 tweets.
So
We're
what do you reckon of this? Do you reckon her deal's actually coming up? Do you reckon she's just messing around?
She's working us. Like she's got to be working us.
Yeah.
Like it ties into the Asuka story as well. She's saying like, oh, I've been kind of pandered to over the last year. I've been turned into the golden goose of the company, and she's just kind of using this contract negotiation as a way of I'm a commodity. I could go anywhere. Maybe. I mean, I'm probably being a bit hopeful here. She may even drop the three letters that are obviously taboo right now on WWE programming the AEW. She might drop the AEW bomb. If anyone was going to do that, I think
It'd be Becky, right?
She's pretty much untouchable.
Yeah, it kind of fits her anti-authority stance, this whole thing as well. It's like, where am I going? So basically, in conclusion, what we're saying, what me and Gareth Morgan are definitely saying, is that Becky Lynch is 100% going to AEW.
Print.
Gang.
Headline.
Take that clip out of context, you bunch of pricks. Anyway, what's up next, brother?
We have got Matt Hardy is set to lead AEW's Dark Order stable. Obviously, we've seen Matt Hardy over the last couple of months. He's been very active on social media. He's been kind of delving into his creative side. He's probably one of the most creative talents in all of wrestling, really. Underutilized as well on that WWE roster. His contract is coming up in March, coming up to an end. His brother's Jeff's, obviously, that's been backlogged, and he's going to be staying on a bit longer after injuries and things like that. WWE tend to do that now. They keep you on your contract, even if you get injured. They just backlog all those months.
Rascals.
Whereas Hardy doesn't have that issue. Come March, he probably will be leaving. That's what all speculation is suggesting at this point. And yeah, most people are thinking that he's going to be going into that Dark Order stable, which could be a good fit. What do you think?
It's really interesting, this, because weirdly, AEW have been teasing it on TV. Yeah. They've been going on about some kind of exalted one.
Wonderful.
That's the kind of exactly. Like they've actually said wonderful in an Evil Uno promo the other week, and I think they said all these other Matt Hardy little teases, little snippets here and there, which is kind of odd considering the guy's still technically under contract with WWE. I don't really know what to think of this, because Matt Hardy, obviously, not quite the wrestler he used to be, but still a great mind, as you said, still very charismatic.
A commodity in any company.
Exactly, and the broken, woken universe was the hottest thing in wrestling for a while. The WWE version, it didn't quite reach the same heights, but that wasn't for a lack of trying. From Hardy's point of view, I think maybe one of the ways they could save the Dark Order is by turning it into like a goofy comedy bit with Wonderful and Vanguard One and Senor Benjamin and deletions and stuff.
It set them apart from Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong as well. Because I think right now there's a bit of a blur there. You've got two kind of menacing, dark, spooky stables, and I think if they went that quirky route, it'd just give them something else a little bit different. It'd be a ballsy move.
What we're saying is less goths, more laughs. It'd be fun.
Easy.
Let's hope it happens. I hope it happens.
Yeah, me too. That'd be cool. What we got?
We got some news on the Royal Rumble. So SmackDown was last night, obviously. Not the most newsworthy show in the world. Bobby Roode's back, some other stuff went down. But I guess the biggest takeaway is the confirmed participants for the Royal Rumble. We've got 7 more across both matches. I'm just going to list them for you here. On the men's side, we've got King Corbin, obviously. We've got Elias and his guitar. We've got Dolph Ziggler. We've got Otis. And we've got Tucker. For the women's match, we've got Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross. So the men's match is filling up nicely. I think that's like 10 or 12, 13
I'm so
names.
happy Otis is in there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So
Otis, I think, might actually, because, Otis and Tucker, Heavy Machinery, they get the Bushwhacker comparison quite a lot. Because they're kind of wacky, big dudes just goofing around.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to use one of them for the 5-second elimination spot.
Oh, please don't do that to
That'd be a shame, wouldn't it?
I'd like it if Otis did that to Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just as soon as he comes in, that's for my cake!
Yeah, throws him straight out.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot better than Dolph entering at number 30 like the other year. Oh my god, I was so angry.
Please don't.
I was a grown man furious at pro wrestling. It was weird. The women's match, however, is looking a bit sparser. We've got Alexa and Nikki, obviously, but aside from them, we've only got Charlotte Flair confirmed so far, and Becky and Asuka probably aren't going to be in because they're fighting for the title unless they put the loser in.
Do you think they're going to put Sasha and Lacey in?
I think so. Yeah, I think they'll throw them in.
It's a nice little feud you got in the middle of it as well.
Yeah, just like thinking numerically about like the women's roster, it's a lot smaller than the men's. You kind of got to throw as many people in there as possible. There'll be some nice surprises. There'll be some weird surprises as well. Maybe Alundra Blaze will show up. And when she was hammered on that Raw reunion, that was
great. That was probably one of the best parts of that reunion. I quite enjoyed that.
I'm all for drunk Royal Rumbles.
Cat crash telly.
Yeah,
that's what we like.
It's the best kind of wrestling.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
Let's marry Lana and I don't know.
In the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
I'm up for that. Oh, yeah, I'm up for that. I'm up for that. Right, next story. We have WWE is planning a huge match apparently for the Doctor of Thugonomics himself, John Cena, at WrestleMania 36. Obviously, last year there was a lot of speculation about maybe him being a part of a match with Kurt Angle. We didn't get that, but you never know. Like he could maybe. Possibly if his schedule allows it to fit in, if whatever film he's tied into at that point lets him wrestle. That's a massive factor nowadays. Like they don't want to see him get hurt. Or he could just kind of do what The Rock did, I guess, against the Wyatt family at WrestleMania 32, but
just kill someone in 6 seconds.
I can imagine it. Yeah,
I can see it happening. This is, I think this comes from Paul Davis of Wrestling News.
Yeah, it does.
Who said something along the lines of they've got something significant planned for John Cena at WrestleMania.
The actual quote was, I asked a WWE source about Cena and I was told that there are big plans in the works for him, but nothing has been locked in yet. The word from the people in WWE is that Cena will likely be wrestling on the show.
So that's pretty sick, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Big match, John. Like
who'd you like to see him take on?
It's hard to say. I mean, maybe Elias will be out for revenge after that hazing he got from the Doctor of Thugonomics last year.
That'd be nice.
I would like to see him go up against a fellow big name, John Cena. I don't know, he's gonna have to there'll come a time for putting younger talents over, and he's done that in the past. But I just like the big box office John. Why not make him wrestle Goldberg or something stupid like that, right?
That'd be nice.
Just like a big theater popcorn box office thing. I think it'd be fun.
I mean, I'd really like the AJ Styles match on that stage. It'd just be excellent.
How many times did they wrestle? 3 was it that year?
Yeah.
They were all great. Like, they were all tremendous.
I think they gradually got better as well.
Yeah, the last one was an absolute banger. Daniel Bryan would be cool.
Oh,
I just like John Cena, man. He's at that stage in his career now where everyone's kind of forgotten about, boo, John Cena, screw that guy, he's jammed down our throats, and it's just like, and he shows up and it's nice, and you're like, hey, John Cena was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, we miss him now. Anytime there are boos, they're kind of ironic boos.
Yeah.
They're knowing I remember we used to be, we still
It's like when Kurt Angle comes out and gets you suck.
Yeah.
You don't really think he sucks. It's just a nice bit of fun.
That's what we do.
Speaking of a bit of fun, Marty Scurll, he probably likes a bit of fun. But we're going to talk a little bit about Marty Scurll's wrestling future. This has been the subject of a lot of speculation. His Ring of Honor contract expired. He's now technically a free agent. He's been working for the NWA. He's been popping up in a few indies. AEW speculated. WWE speculated, of course. But there's an update in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter from Big Daddy Dave Meltzer stating, and I quote, Ring of Honor have basically offered Marty WWE main roster money while only working maybe 40 dates per year. And on top of this, he'll have a bit of leeway when it comes to working elsewhere. So, while Ring of Honor is a company that have seen attendances and other metrics slide quite a bit since the Elite departed, you can see why Marty Scurll would take main roster money to only work 40 shows. That's a sweet deal.
It's financially, sweet deal. Probably better for his kind of livelihood altogether, his health, everything else. But you've got to think, where's his mind at? If he's thinking legacy, if he's thinking global stage, no one's really watching Ring of Honor. If you are, awesome. Cool, support Ring of Honor and the rest of it. But not many people are, and the audience, the size of the audience that he'd be reaching with WWE, it's kind of...
It's colossal, right?
Yeah, it's not matchable by any other promotion in the world. So he's got to kind of see where his head's at. If he's been offered similar money on both sides, obviously he's going to be working a hell of a lot more days for WWE. Yeah. It's pretty excruciating. That's been well documented at this point. I don't know. I mean, me personally, I'd be looking for the legacy. Obviously, there is the potential he could get lost in the shuffle. Yeah. It does tend to happen a lot in WWE. But yeah, I'm WWE. I go WWE if I was off.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for Marty. Maybe the best thing for him to do might be to take this deal for a year.
Yeah.
Have a nice, big money earning year without destroying his body. Maybe heal up a little bit, and then maybe at the end of that year, think about joining his pals in AEW or going over to NXT where he'd be a huge star.
I'm surprised there's been no mention of him getting offered anything from AEW at this point.
Yeah. It's interesting. There's been talk that they've been in contact and all this stuff, but they've kind of been brushed off, and he's kind of just doing his own thing. I respect that in a way. Marty Scurll is playing all these parties. He's a man of his own decision. Good for him.
Yep.
Hope he gets paid, whatever the case.
Yeah, knows his worth. Good man.
Absolutely. Let's move on to today's Twitter question, shall we?
Very
nice. The first one comes from the former Grande Andrade, a legend of the channel, at Camera Raw, who asks, slightly less beefy, keefy, leapy is his name now. Very good.
It's just epic.
It's tremendous. He asks, with the announcement of Brock being in the Rumble, who are you most excited to see him match up with? Of course, I'm going for Keith Lee. He's going to pounce Lesnar out of the ring, and Lesnar will be at Full Sail that next Wednesday. What do you reckon?
I just want to see Bro take on Brock.
Yeah.
That's come on. Like, it writes itself. I saw a comment last night, it was when we were doing the live stream, somebody said that Dominic should come in and eliminate Brock.
Get in.
I love it. Yeah, just piggyback off the way of Rey Mysterio's entrance and just take him out. Revenge for Daddy. That'd be great. What about you?
Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, both great answers. Yeah. I've spoken about Goldberg already on this news video, but I love that feud between those guys. And Goldberg is the one guy who kind of has Brock shook because he's beaten him. He beat him in 75 seconds or whatever.
Eliminated him in the Rumble as well.
Eliminated him from the Rumble and stuff. I'd like to see a little moment of electricity between those two.
Oh yeah,
just love Goldberg. We all love Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg's the guy. Good.
Next question comes from Matt. Snowman emoji, Nintendo Matt, asks chances of Morrison versus Kofi spot at the Rumble, with both being thrown out and both doing something crazy to stay in at the same time. I mean, they're crazy if they don't book that, aren't they?
That's a bit of parkour, a little bit of parkour with Johnny Morrison. I watched the clip back the other day when he kind of landed on the barricade and when he gets knocked off and hangs on and then runs around. Nobody else does that. Nobody else has done that since. That's his own thing.
It's crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, they've got to do this. They've got to do a tandem elimination spot where they both do something mental and then get back in the ring and go, hey, let's do a little show of respect.
Well, they kind of teased a little bit of a feud, obviously the Miz Morrison feud with New Day on SmackDown, last SmackDown. There's always a nice little story there. They could be trying to outdo each other.
I'm here for it. I think that'd be really cool. Really cool. Last question comes from Adarsh Singh, who asks, in today's day and age, and with less wrestlers focusing on the art of selling, who, according to you guys, is the best seller in wrestling today? What do you reckon?
For me, it's a toss-up between... I'm very WWE biased on this one, sadly, I'm sorry, but it's going to either be Ricochet or AJ Styles.
Yeah,
I just think the way Ricochet takes something as simple as just the right hand, he looks like his head's blown off. He sells everything. He's an incredible athlete himself, and the offense that he gives out is spectacular, but he makes every single one of his opponents look like $1 million because he's just, it takes it well. And AJ as well.
Speaks for himself, doesn't he?
He's just one of the best ever.
I like, my favourite seller in the game is, I'm going to be a hipster and just talk about New Japan. Tomohiro Ishii, when he sells like an arm or a leg or something, he clutches on that thing like it's going to fall off, and you kind of feel that pain with him. It's great stuff. An underrated seller, I think, and this might not be the most popular answer, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Remember
the diverticulitis shot from Finn
Balor. The Finn Balor stuff last year. When he gets beaten up, he looks like he's getting absolutely battered, and that's no mean feat for a man of that size. So
he can throw himself around.
Shout outs to Brock Lesnar. Really, really good seller. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up today after our and finally. Wilburn usually does this. I'm very sorry. Little interesting snippet here for our and finally today. Rhino was recently a guest on Talk Is Jericho, and he was talking about coming into WWE and the list of names that they gave him. Basically, they said, you're called Rhino in ECW, we can't patent that because, they've already got that patent. So we need a new name, and they came up with a list of names. Juggernaut was one of them, which makes sense. Big, beefy boy ramming into people.
Yeah.
The other name that he was offered, was Mary.
Just spelt Mary?
Yeah, just Mary. So not even like a fancy spelling. Who knows if they'd have made him dress up as someone called Mary? Presumably Jesus' mum, something like that.
I thought we were going to see like Sister Abigail, but like from years earlier. Oh no.
Proto Sister Abigail. WWE wanted to call the guy Mary, but fortunately, you know, it was like they left the best option, which was Juggernaut, and the worst option, which was Mary. Fortunately, Joe E. Legend, who played Just Joe on WWE TV at the turn of the century, little reference for you there, he came in and said, "No, you idiots, why don't you just change the I in Rhino to a Y?" Unfortunately, his career was saved. He had a nice little WWE run. That may not have been the case if he was called Mary.
We could have been talking about him to this day. The epic run of Mary. I'm not surprised though. I mean,
imagine how many lists we could have gotten out of that, fool.
Yeah, know what names it could have been.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's do that right
Chili
now.
McFreeze.
Yeah, Bang McFrost.
No, mate.
Anyway, we're going to wrap things up today. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. Don't forget to send all your Twitter questions to us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Hashtag This Is The News. You can find Mr. Gareth on Twitter at
GMorgan04.
And you can find me on Twitter at Andy H. Marty, the H stands for Horace Hogan. Truly the best of all the Hogans.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. Bye.
See you later.